So David Leitch's new movie, The Fall Guy, is in theaters. The movie stars Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, who by the way is supposed to be the new James Bond, and Hannah Waddingham, who you might know from Ted Lasso. So I was quite keen on watching this movie as I really liked David Leitch's previous works, Atomic Blonde, Bullet Train, Deadpool 2, to name a few. He's got a very distinct direction style and his films oftentimes are a masterclass in editing, camera work and color. The movie revolves around Ryan Gosling, a stuntman, and Emily Blunt, a camera operator turned director. They have a thing in the past and then Ryan Gosling gets into an accident on set, a fall. Get it? The Fall Guy. And then he disappears, only to return as a stuntman on her directorial debut. So, I won't tell you much more about the plot and give it away. So just like David Leitch's previous works, this movie is very technically sound. Some very cool shots and editing. A few of my favorites being an action sequence at a club where Gosling gets high and a split screen between Emily Blunt and Gosling. Both have been very carefully executed and are a visual treat. The cinematography of the movie is amazing and does a very good job in portraying the movie's different moods effectively. The editing, just like in all of David's previous movies, is absolutely kick-ass, crisp, unique and keeps you glued. The movie also has quite a few funny moments and great one-liners, and the great star cast only pulls it off better. All the actors have portrayed their parts really well and seem convincing in their roles. And lastly, the movie has some great action and scale. It's a very good to look at movie and the action is unique and badass, just like what you'd expect from a David Leitch movie. Now with all that going for the movie, you'd wonder why it isn't a huge hit already and why is it getting somewhat of a lukewarm response at the box office. And the answer to that is the script. The plot of this movie gets too overindulgent in its buffoonery. While the director does a good job in still making the crazy seem relatable in the movie, the plot just gets more and more unrealistic. I don't know if they thought that by doing that they were trying to make the movie more grand, but unfortunately after a point you as the audience lose a connect with the overall story given its bizarreness. And what doesn't work is despite this, the plot is fairly predictable, so no plus points over there either. I won't divulge much into the details, but something else that didn't work for me was how they've centered the whole movie over here around a movie set. But yet the most basic and logical elements surrounding a film set are missing here. For example, they show they're shooting and decide to go for karaoke and drinks after shoot. This, by the way, is during the day. Post-pack-up, there's an action sequence which feels like it would have gone on for fairly long, after which Ryan Gosling enters the bar and it's still sunny outside. Just impractical given that if it was an actual shoot day, just by the time you would get done with the actual shoot and head to a bar, it'd probably be close to sundown, let alone an entire action sequence fitting after that. Also, they show the craziest and costliest of scenes executed on the fly on this film set. Something unheard of, especially if you're a debut director. I mean, what about production approving every single thing? The time to get things ready, the time to set up, and much more. And these are just broader examples without me spilling any details away. But on the whole, there's a lot that doesn't work for this movie when it comes to the script and its subplots. And lastly, the climax action sequence is too long and dragged out. After a point, you're just waiting for it to end, which is a pity in a David Leitch movie where that's an element you actually look forward to. So on the whole, the movie is a great example of bad script, great execution. If you can leave logic aside, it still makes for a fun watch. If you're a cinephile, a lot to learn technically from this movie. So Emily, I'm going to be blunt with my rating here and give it 3 out of 5. Do drop in your thoughts on the movie and the review in the comments and I'd love to know what you feel. Till then, stay tuned to Banterman Bhatt and please subscribe if you haven't already. Cheers and I'll see you very soon.